Commissioner Gillum?
Yeah, so I want to receive the comments that have been made by the two newest members of the commission, because I think their comments are a reflection of the fact that three of us at least have had almost 10 years of experience of doing this. And so it's hard to feel like an old hand at anything. So I won't use that, but it does feel like we've been in this, so it feels, for me, I mean, one of the things that used to frustrate me, frankly, about those table meetings is what my wife called them, the dais and the meetings, is that we would sometimes we target towards those meetings and we would be less effective in our target issue meetings. There was a point where those target issues were not very helpful and not very meaningful for a lot of us. That has completely changed in the time that we've been here. They have become a lot more robust. A lot of, I think, some of the best ideas that have come out of this commission, some of the best policy that has come out of this commission has come from those committees doing their work. So I suffered no illusions that a lot of the work of this group was happening in those places and not necessarily at this dais. By the time it got here, it was pretty well worked out, which is something I admired about the way this group worked. To address the question of allowing the citizens, I think, to see us in decision-making mode more, I think is a good comment. And maybe one way that we could do that is by better utilizing WCOT, that maybe when we have our committee meetings, if we're not out on the road, that we're not doing them in the conference room, that we actually do them here and decide to televise those committee meetings that all of us, the target issue committee meetings that we're all in a lot more. And that's not to discredit the need or anyone or curb anyone's desire to sit at those tables where all five of us sit and sort of pontificate and hear each other's thoughts, because I think there's some value in it. But I would much prefer to be in the position where we're making decisions, moving to action, those things that come to the commission, you know, emerge up. The other thing I want to do is compliment what I think has been, in most part, a pretty transparent government. You know, what we have observed of late with regards to public records requests have come from perennial candidates who have decided to, in my opinion, make campaigns a year-round, 365 days a year, energy. When we were previously getting these public records requests, they were for substantive pieces that, you know, either the media was inquiring or a citizen was inquiring. It wasn't a gotcha game. And so I personally don't want to give way to this idea that this government has in any way been secretive. In fact, we have led a lot of the transparency that's happened in this community, setting the example that our colleagues across the street have picked up on. Now, I don't think we can ever give up on the effort to be more transparent. And transparency is not about putting a bunch of documents on the internet either. Transparency is also being very open and clear about decision making. It's also accessibility to information and to people. And one of the things that I've tried to do as an individual commissioner is, in any effort that I undertake, to convene community groups, to convene citizens, to be part of that process, to have input. And you know, the CHSP process is a great example of how you bring people into the government in a transparent and open way. So are we perfect? Absolutely not. Are we the worst, and are we keeping secrets up here and, you know, defying what a public government is supposed to do? Absolutely not. So, you know, just for me, I want to put that in context, because I don't believe that frame. I don't adopt that frame. I know that there are people out there who are promulgating that frame for their own reasons. But I was out at the event the other night with Commissioner Miller down in Midtown, and I can't tell you how many people came up and complimented the work that we do. I can't tell you the number of people that came up and said, I have been a part of this committee and I'm really enjoying the work. I'm getting to experience the city differently. There are citizens who come up and say they're part. I think we just opened up a new class of the police academy.
Yes.
those folks want to jump out of helicopters after they, finish that
They
thing.
do.
But it gives them a really good exposure to what it is that we do. So I think we have to look at transparency in a lot of different ways. I don't think that we can suffer the illusion or buy the frame that in any way we're trying to close down that process. I think
that's
we're
not.
trying, if anything, to open that up. And I think we can obviously accept suggestions about how we better do that. And I think this probably should be workshopped in a way that allows us to really have a dialogue and not respond to, I think, criticism about ways that we can be better at bringing people into the process.